fuel for my magic is life. We only have enough prisoners to send through our strongest warriors, but that will be enough. The enemy is weak. When we arrive, we will take them as fuel. We will build a new portal, and when it is complete, we will bring through all of the Horde.
Welcome to HomeFront Sitrep. I hope you're in for a great show today, because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront Sitrep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting. Welcome, everybody, to a Sunday edition of HomeFront Sitrep. How is everybody out there? Miss Candace, how are you?
I'm great.
Yeah, it's been a kind of bittersweet for me because my oldest daughter just graduated as a junior. Next year, she's going to be a senior. And then my youngest is now going to be a junior. So, they're getting closer to that fly the coop stage in life.
Are we getting emotional?
No. I'm ready for them to go. The wife, on the other hand, is a freaking complete basket case because she's just like, oh, my babies are going to be gone. But I'm like, dude.
They're not going nowhere.
Oh, well, I think they're both gone because they're both planning on going in the military. So they're both going to be gone. So, Grace is going to go into Air Force, but I think she's going to college first. So she's going to go in as an officer. And then Lo is going to go college as well. But they're both, they're going to be grace applied for EKU's Army ROTC program because she couldn't apply for the Air Force one yet because she had to wait for a certain date for that.
The house is going to be so quiet.
Yeah, but we're moving. When Lorelai graduates, we're moving to Florida. Anyway.
Whatever. No, you're not.
Oh, the fuck
no, you're not. Speaking of, that's where I'm going at 5:00 Tuesday morning.
Yeah, no. I'm ready to go on vacation, but yeah, it ain't. It is what it is.
A week on the beach. Are you going to miss me?
Nope. Have fun. See you later. Bye. I don't miss people, bro. That's women.
Whatever. You missed me when I went to Mass.
No. I didn't. I didn't miss any. I don't miss anybody. Hell, I barely miss my wife when she's gone.
I don't think you miss people because they're coming back.
Yeah, the people come back. Right?
Sometimes.
It's like a boomerang. They always come back.
You're stuck.
Yeah, it's like a boomerang. But anyway, man, I tell you what, this week it's been a good week. Last Monday when we did our show, we kind of was a little lackadaisical for some reason. I don't know, it was a Monday. Let me tell you.
It was the one before that too.
Oh man, it was.
It's been a couple weeks,
dude. It was crazy.
It's the weather. We're gonna blame it on the weather.
Yeah, it's the weather. So some good news for HomeFront Sitrep is we recently joined Military United podcast stream. So if you're watching on MUPS, say hello out there on the in the chat. If you're watching on Heroes Media Group, say hi. If you're watching on Veteran Hundo Club or Christopher Raymond's page or Coach Trail's page, go ahead and say hi and welcome to the show. If you ain't never watched HomeFront Sitrep, what we do is we focus on veteran service organizations from around the country. And today we got actually a really good one today. We got Veteran Hundo Club.
I'm super excited about today.
If you haven't seen or heard about Veteran Hundo Club, you need to go to their website at veteranhundoclub.com. Check them out. And what Christopher Raymond and Mr. Finch is building within Veteran Hundo Club, I've said it before. It's amazing because it's something that's never something that's never been seen in the veteran service organization world, and they're doing something that's going to be an amazing thing. Yeah, it just launched at the beginning of the year, and it was a process of doing this because they wanted to. They did all the research and stuff in the back end before they launched. Unlike a lot of veteran service organizations, they're like, hey, let's start a VSO, and they go launch and they have no business model, they have no plan. They got an idea of what they want to do, but they didn't really have a plan. So a lot of VSOs out there fall. They fail within the first year. And
but we're not talking about failing because this is going to be badass.
That's right.
But I'm going to go ahead and call both of us out because they were kind enough
to send us shirts,
and neither one of us are wearing them.
Yeah,
because I forgot mine. I was like, cool, Willis is gonna wear it, and his is upstairs, so he could still put it on.
But I'm reading it out today. I got to represent Semper Fi, right?
But we're supporting Veteran Hundo Club.
We are
because they're badass.
You should have wore your shirt.
So should you. They're Army brats, not Marines.
True. That's why I got to represent. But anyway, let's bring up Mr. Christopher Raymond to the show. He's the one of the brainchild behind Veteran Hundo Club. So let's bring him up first. Welcome to the show, Mr. Christopher Raymond. How are you, sir?
He wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready. He's still not ready.
We got you up on the show.
Hey, welcome. Thank you so much. Sorry, yeah. It's like I'm telling the kids to be quiet for at least an hour, They can't do that. So
well, kids are hard to keep quiet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I gave them phones, I gave them food, I gave them all these toys and all this stuff, and it's like, hey, give me 1 hour, let me enjoy this with you guys, and it's like, yeah. So, how you guys doing? It's good to see you.
Well, man, we're doing awesome. Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on here and talking to us about Veteran Hundo Club and what you and your team are doing. I said it just a few minutes ago, you guys are doing something that's not been seen in the veteran service world. And what you guys are building is amazing. So tell us a little bit about you and then why you started Veteran Hundo Club.
Well, thank you so much for that, Willis. That says a lot because I'm sure you've been through probably, 500 different organizations in the last year or two. I don't know how many you've been through in the last year.
A buttload. I mean,
and Willis, in Candace? How many?
I would say close to probably 200-300 total. Just by doing deep dives and looking into them and seeing who they are and what they are, and so we do 8 episodes a month.
Well, you think 52 weeks a year? That's 104.
Yeah.
Already. Then the special episodes, all the people that have been reached out. Yeah, there's
been quite a few, and there's still a shit ton lined up that we haven't even got to yet. I mean, we're booked all the way out to July at the present moment in time.
We have some in August already.
And then we got some in August already lined out. And we've branched into, veteran singers as well, veteran authors. So just not veteran service organizations, but we branched out to, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But our primary focus is still veteran service organizations from around the country. So tell us a little bit about Christopher Raymond.
Yeah.
Tell us, and then tell us why you are where you are now.
Yeah, for sure. So I definitely really wanted to pick at that, because you saying that there's no other organization that you ever heard of, that's a lot of people, a lot of organizations you've been through. So I just wanted to, make sure that was clear as day, that but a little bit about myself. So I was born in upstate New York, Middletown, and I was raised by my stepfather in Brooklyn, New York. And I lived there where I had stability throughout the years of my life. And I went to university. I started my own business, carpet cleaning company, car auto detailing company, and a pressure washing company at like the age 22. I dropped out of university because I was making more money than my father. I was like, all right, I'm making 150 grand at 22 years old. I was like, I don't need college. What are they going to do? Give me a $30,000 job a year for, putting myself in debt? I was like, so I did very well. Then I had a hiccup with a partner at the time. And then I decided, what? I'm turning 26. Let me join the military. Let me get this out of the way, because it was a dream and a passion of mine since I was a little kid, right? So I dropped my business or whatever, and I just said, okay, I'm going to go with it. I'm going to do it. And they actually called me old Rusty in the military, because they were like, why are you joining? Why are you joining the military? You're really old, and like, it's not normal. I was like, yeah, well, it was a dream of mine, and I'm getting too old for it, and I can always come back and pick up my clients and stuff like that. Wouldn't have been a problem. I already notified them and let them know, hey, the property management companies and stuff like that, hey, is it cool that I go to the service and pick up contracts? They were like, yeah, no problem. So I was like, okay, it's cool. I joined as a 31 Bravo MP, and then as I was getting out, I developed a neurological disorder, conversion disorder with motor deficit through stress, and it's only 0.1% of the population ever get this. It's a super rare disorder. So as I was getting out, I was asking VSOs and
I think his internet dropped out. All right, so I think his internet dropped out. We're going to
Just when it was getting
let's
good.
bring Captain Joe Arnold up to the stage. Captain Joe, how are you, sir?
Doing just fine. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for jumping
Yeah.
on. We're going to have you fill
No
in while Chris is working out his
While he's
stuck
Yeah,
there.
that's fine. He'll be back in a minute. That normally happens with where he's at, located at.
Yeah. So tell everybody about yourself and why you joined. Oh, there he is. Welcome back, Chris.
Go back.
All right, we'll go back to him real quick.
All right.
Go on.
So as I was getting out, I was trying to get help for my service disabilities, right? But every single one of them failed me, and that shouldn't have never happened. That should have never ever happened, because I was automatically 100% rated, because I have a neurological disorder, which is direct military service related, right? So how is it that a law firm, 2 VSOs, a private organization, what is it called? I can't remember their name at the second, but via Claim Insiders, and also a organization DAV could not help me with this. I had to do the claim myself. So I ended up realizing, okay, there's a serious gap in society. If they can't get the VA claim process right, they don't have anything right.
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 If you can't get the VA claim process, do you think they have the correct transitional programs? Do you think they have any other program? No. So that we
don't.
need exactly. So it started out with that. That's how Veteran Hundo Club started. And I said, there's nobody else who's going to be able to do it, and nobody else is taking the mantle. So I said, you know what, I'm going to steam charge, and that's how the baby was born.
Awesome. So you were in the military right before you were getting out. You got the neurological disorder that you have, and the organizations that you reached out to get help to file your disability wasn't able to help you do what you needed to do. And if I remember correctly, you're still kind of fighting that now. Or the last time we were talking, you were still kind of fighting the process and that's kind of the reason why you started Hundo Club. Is for one, you wanted to help build that social camaraderie. So it's a social club. And then plus you bringing in all of these business partners to help veterans when they're transitioning out of the military with helping them file their VA disability claims. And then you have, I think you're trying to make it kind of like a one-stop shop when it comes to things that you're doing. Like you're trying to bring in lawyers as well. You're trying to bring in veteran business owners if somebody wants to start a business to help mentor these veterans. So you're trying to incorporate everything into a one-stop shop, basically. Is that correct?
That is actually 100% correct. That imagine, Candace, that you're able to go into the supermarket, right? This mall, and you're able to get all your Gucci Gabbanas, your handbags, your groceries, your kids' clothes, your everything, right, in a one-stop shop place. You don't have to go anywhere else. And on top of that, you get a scooter that drives you around. Okay, so this is what we want for veterans. We want veterans to be taken. Exactly. That's exactly it. And we there's 46,000 nonprofit organizations out there. There's 46,000 nonprofit organizations that help veterans, right?
Yeah.
We do not mind as long as to ally with all 46,000. We don't mind, because guess what? The power in changing lives is doing it cooperatively. And I think you guys said that plenty of times.
Yeah.
He's doing what I do, but on this like crazy large scale.
Yeah. So you kind of do what we do, or we put people together. Like, if like we had Hero Stock on the other day, and Phyllis Abbott, who runs Lady Veterans Connect, she reached out to me. She said, "Hey, can you connect me with Hero Stock?" I sent an email, connected them. And then, here I am trying to get Hero Stock into Kentucky, and they're a veteran service organization out of Nebraska that puts on concerts for veterans. So we're going to bringing them into Kentucky this year, and then hopefully next, and we're going to continue doing that, and it's going to grow, and it's going to get really big here in the state of Kentucky.
It takes a village. Like I say it all the time, it takes a village, and that's the problem. Is so many people don't want to work together. They want to segregate themselves. But if you have these veteran organizations, we all have the same goal. Yeah. We all want the same thing. We want that human being to be okay.
Yeah.
And whatever we can do in any way to make that happen, like that's our job. That's our job as humans, is to take care of other people. And so you brought some guests with you today. Let's go ahead. So we got 4 people that are lined up to join. So we got Captain Joe Arnold. Let's bring him to the stage. Hi, Joe, again.
Welcome back, Coach.
Hey, guys.
And then Coach Trail. Coach Trail. Welcome, Coach.
Get him.
Hey,
Just say it a couple times. He'll get it.
And then we got
Jason's ready.
Jason is ready. And then we got Johnny here, but he's not ready yet. I don't see his picture. But so as soon as there's Johnny. So let's bring everybody to the stage. Welcome, gentlemen. How is everybody?
Fine.
Let's start with Joe.
All right. So, Captain Joe, we're going to start with you. Introduce yourself and your military service and why you joined Veterans Hundo Club.
All right. Well, my name is Joe Arnold, 14-year Army veteran, went in 92. 25 years old. Chris was 26, so still older than I was. And I got hassled as the old guy also as well. Um, Bradley tank mechanic, 63 Tango. Did two deployments for Operation and Freedom. One actually went to Germany. The other time actually went to Kosovo. Um, and I was good to go after that. I'd say I had enough. Um, Struggled with PTSD. Since I got back, it was looked for help, couldn't find help, and after that was that caused my marriage to drop out, and finally I found some help, and then one day I was looking for some help with a website, and Chris reached out to me, and I found out about Veteran Hundo Club and what they did, and automatically I was hooked. I'm all about giving back to the veterans. My position there with the Hundo Club is a public relations officer. And now that we have our 501c3, I'm going to be reaching out to any other organization that's veteran owned or veteran operated. And, I'm going to be wanting to talk to them and get them all set up to where maybe we can have an association with our organization and their organization as well, helping out our veterans.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. All right. What's up, Sam Deeds? What's up, buddy? Let's go with Coach Trail next. Welcome, show, sir. Let me unmute you because you got a little background noise. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for coming on. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you joined Veteran Hundo Club.
I retired Air Force. I did 20 years, retired 2017. Did multiple deployments, did Kosovo, Afghanistan, Iraq. Got a chance to, be on multiple joint task force missions and do different things of that nature. Kind of took me to transitioning out and started a coaching company. Wanted to continue to help develop, people, help them become the best version of themselves, and also working with the Hundo Club is giving me the opportunity to give back to the veterans to help them transition from veterans to becoming civilians again. That's one of the things that I think that gets overlooked, and a lot of the veteran services don't necessarily help out in aspects that we could, as far as for going through entrepreneurial reports,
Yeah.
possibly disc assessments, helping them to better communicate. It's a different communication style from being in the military to being a civilian. So helping them relearn some of those old tools and kind of refreshing and re-energizing them back into to the culture.
Oh yeah, heck yeah, definitely. So there's a guy down in Florida, Dr. J.R. McIntyre. He's a life coach, business coach. I think he would be a good contact for you.
Okay.
So I have to get you and him connected after this show. But yeah, because it would be somebody that you could probably bounce ideals off of and kind of do the same thing that you're kind of doing the same thing that he's doing already.
I know a little different, but another good connection for him would be Dr. Larson.
Yeah, Dr. Teresa Larson. Yeah,
because of what she does, like in businesses and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's kind of that would be a good connection.
Yeah, Dr.
Sounds
Teresa.
awesome.
So she found she's a Marine Corps veteran officer. She started Movement RX, and she goes into like Fortune 500 companies and big corporations, and she helps develop leadership skills within the upper echelon within each one of those organizations.
Right.
But that would be another good one too that you would get that we could get you connected with as well. So yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
All right, let's move on to let's go to Johnny over here. Welcome, Johnny. How are you, sir?
Good yourself?
I'm doing well. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you joined Veteran Hundo Club.
Well, I'm retired Army. I did 23 years in the Army as an engineer, 12 Charlie/12 Bravo. I was an instructor for a little short time at Fort Leatherwood. I retired in June of 2017 as an E7, so my first class. Shortly afterwards, I went to University of Houston, Victoria, graduated with my business administration degree in finance. Shortly afterwards, I was a financial advisor for a private firm. Didn't really like it, and Then I worked for the Texas State Securities Board as an auditor, meaning I audited financial advisors and broker dealers. And now currently I just started my own firm to as a financial advisor, helping other people invest their money. And the reason I joined Hundo is to, of course, help veterans transition into civilian life and help anyone that needs help tutoring and understanding these exams to be a financial advisor, or understanding investments, budgeting, things of that nature. So anything in finance.
So basically, if somebody comes to Hundo Club and they say, "Hey, I need help with investing and planning a budget to help be successful in life," that's where Christopher would send them your way,
Correct.
and you would help them, develop a budget and
Yeah.
show them how to invest and what to invest in and stuff like that. That's
Correct.
awesome. I love it.
Yeah, correct. How to decrease their debt, understanding the value of a dollar, foreign exchange, bonds, mutual funds, how to open a brokerage account, when is a good time to invest, whether it be real estate, so anything investment related.
Awesome. So, financial question here. I'm gonna mute Coach. I can hear a little back feed. So, financial question. When I was in Malta, we exchanged U.S. dollars to Maltese dollars.
Okay.
When I left Malta, and I tried to exchange the money back, say I was in Rhoda, and I tried to exchange the money back to American money or Spanish money, whatever, I was unable to do so because the Maltese dollar was only good in Malta. It wasn't good anywhere else. So we had to pull back into port, and we had to exchange the money back that way. Is that still true today, or did Malta move over to the euro?
I'm not sure. I have to do a little research on that one.
Okay, all right.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was weird because luckily we pulled in port 6 times in Malta, but we had to remember that before we left, we had to exchange all money back to American money. Because you couldn't exchange it anywhere else. Even here in the United States, you couldn't exchange it because it wasn't worth
It's a
anything.
souvenir.
So it basically did become a souvenir. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't know if they moved to the euro, because I know a lot of European countries over there did wind up switching to the euro, but I don't know if Malta ever did or not.
Malta lira rate. Yeah. What year was this?
This was in 2000. Yeah, 2000. It was way back when. They did not. The euro was still. It was not as popular as the euro is nowadays. So
1,000 Malta currency to dollar, Malta dollar to US dollar, US exchange rate.
yeah, I just didn't know if they moved over to the euro or not.
No, I would have to look. I don't know the actual symbol for Malta as well.
Okay.
But I could give me about 10-15 minutes. I can actually.
All right.
Well, this is like,
while you're doing that, let's move over to Jason, Mr. Jason.
Ooh.
Mr. Jason, welcome to the show, friend.
Willis has a thing for to catch people when they're not ready.
I was just asking one of my kids to go grab me some water. I'm ready. So if it's a little loud, I apologize. Gotta stay hydrated.
Willis.
No, you're good. So introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you joined Veteran Hundo Club.
Sure. So I grew up in South Florida. I was born in the Caribbean, grew up poor, knew what I didn't want out of life. So ended up joining the Navy. Thank you. And I was supposed to be an aviation tech. I ended up being a prison guard in Guantanamo Bay, and I was selected by the CIA to assist in interrogations down there. That's where I got my Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medals.
Nice.
Got back to the fleet, learned how to play with airplanes for a little bit, and then exited honorably and took a job with the state of Florida helping veterans overcome barriers to employment. I did that for a few years. It was hugely intrinsically rewarding. One of the campaigns we had was to get 100 vets hired in 100 days. We did 435. So we made the newspapers, we rewrote the rule books for the entire state for all the other offices. And I ended up wanting to transition out of that because I wanted more for my kids. Being on that government dime, it's not that much. And I bought my first house. I was in school full full time, had my first kid, and my HOA told me no, I could not plant an orange tree. And at that point, I realized I didn't have a lot of power over my own life. So I took a job in sales, got really good. After 7 years, I was able to retire as the number one guy in a large company. And I bought real estate. I kept investing in mentors after I retired. A little bit after COVID, I went back to school to get my MBA. Started spending more time on the internet while also coordinating some nonprofits. So I do a lot of philanthropy work, as well as real estate investments and management. And then we started the No More 9 to 5 Club, as well as other companies. So we help entrepreneurs with their marketing and tech. We help regular people with quantum enlightenment, learning how to save, earn, and invest, discipline, goal setting. And one of the businesses we built is Mind Trainer Pro, which is brain entrainment. So we can speak to people and give them affirmations in the right brain, left brain, and center brain at the same time. I was talking about this at a previous meeting. So my role in the Hundo Club is to try to assist veterans with PTSD, try to assist anybody really that's trying to do better through, law of attraction, through teaching them how the power of their thoughts really can control their life. We have a whole lot of free benefits, not just free membership in the club and brain entrainment, but a whole bunch of good people like you guys that help us all do better. So that's my quick story.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. So you're helping veterans that are dealing with PTSD. Um, how are you helping veterans with PTSD? What are you doing for them? What kind of program do you have set up for that?
So we have a regular club boot camp that actually helps cover the basics of what quantum enlightenment is. But really, we do it through camaraderie. That's something I was talking about in a previous meeting. I only have a certain amount of hours that I can actually dedicate to philanthropy every single week because I have to balance out. I still have to be a dad. I still have to be a husband. I have to be a landlord and all these other hats I have to wear. So it's really important that, I reach out personally and understand people because that's what the biggest complaint I get amongst veterans that need help. When they go to places like the VA, they feel like a number. They feel like somebody doesn't actually relate to them or really even care. They just put the notes in and they might get transferred next month. So it's important to build a real relationship and understand who somebody is and give them real good advice because a lot of times people are lonely out there. It doesn't take much effort to genuinely care for somebody. But in order to do that, you have to have more people that are willing to do it. So call to action for everybody out there that wants to show up and support. Let's go. We need you.
I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So Christopher Raymond. So right here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 other people other than yourself that are within Veteran Hundo Club. And kind of like I was saying earlier, you are wanting to be like kind of a one-stop shop when it comes to helping veterans. And it looks like here we have all these different people here that have different skill sets. Now, within Veteran Hundo Club, how do you list these people within Veteran Hundo Club?
Okay, so each one has their own commands. So we're mimicking the U.S. military, U.S. Army command structure. So we have TRADOC command, we have Force Com command, we have Futures command, we have um, material command. Those are people that gather free giveaways and things like that. And there's 23 commands, and we're still working on those different commands. And each of those commands have 10 subordinate commands, or 5 or 10, depending on what it is, contract command or whatever, human resources command. So each one of them are maintaining within their own command. So for example, I'm in Spec Ops command. Why? Because VA claims doesn't exist within the civilian world. That's just a specific one tiny little thing that applies from the military to the civilian world. So, for example, First Sergeant Trell, who, for example, he is in TRADOC command, and he's part of the veteran entrance processing unit. So he volunteered for that position, and he helps veterans in process into Veteran Hundo Club. We use a lot of aspects to that. So how is that ranked? So everything is a democratic system. Everything is voted upon, whether it's a promotion, where to spend the money, whatever direction we're going to go. We make it very, how do you say? It's not top heavy. It's everyone has an equal vote and equal cast vote system. So if we feel somebody is worthy to be put in an officer's role, we have NCOs, we have warrant officers, and we have officers. Every single one of these individuals here are leaders in their own sense. They're absolutely firm leaders. Some people want to be able to focus on, training aspects. So okay, and there's no real difference in that aspect. Like in the military, an officer is looking at the organizational or structural or operational level. We all have a part to play, and so those are the two aspects that majorly break down our organizational structure, which makes it super unique that no other organization on the planet, like you said, there is no organization on the planet that has such an in-depth way of looking at it. And we've been working on this like since early this year, and on top of that, 7 years of conceptualization to see if it's even plausible. Is it? Yeah, it's just massive. It's just massive. I hope that
Yes.
answers the question.
So right now, you talk about how you have people in all of these positions. How big is your army?
The army is right now is kind of small. We have about 200 members. But
That's it. that's it's a decent size. You're starting off good.
Yeah, but it's not about that. It's also the balance of active, right? So, for
Right.
example, it could say, "Oh, I have 50,000 subscribers or 1 million subscribers," but how many are actually watching? 1,000 of them, you know.
Right.
So what is our focus is not specifically on that. And as time comes and it becomes more impactful, every single one of these veterans here today they deserve an applaud and more. So they're serving, and just like you guys are serving and continue to serve, beyond the call of duty, which you already did, which is the Hundo joining, raising your hand and become a Hundo member. There is no fee for our organization. As most organizations, there is a fee. You have to pay a monthly fee or something. Obviously, if you want to donate, you could donate, but that's a different story. We don't require any donations. For example, Lieutenant Jason, for example, he has the 9 to 5 club. He has an open door policy and allows any United States veterans to join his group as long as they're vetted, part of his program for free. So that's again his business, but we also found that a balanced approach within Hundo Club between the command structures, the ranks, and also benefiting you, the veteran. So if I'm going to use exactly your guys' podcast show, right? If you guys have an issue, you can come to the Hundo Club and be like, "Hey, Chris, here's my DD-214. Here's my whatever." You can check with any one of the leaders and verify, and they say, "Yeah, you're good, right? That you're verified," and they'll confirm it that your documents are legit. You're a United States veteran. Okay, hey, I want some help with business planning. Guess what? All these individuals here are entrepreneurs. So you're going to get over 200-300 years just here, over 200-300 years of business experience. How many years you got, Jason? At least 20. I would say everyone's got
since I was born.
right at least 20. Let's say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You got 100 years of experience just sitting right here, right? So you're going to get that for free. Why? Because we want to see you succeed. You're a veteran. You deserve to be better than what's out there in society. So this is the approach. And again, that's like you said, nothing exists like it.
No, I like it because, like I said when we first started the episode, is what you guys are doing has not been done on the scale that you're doing it on. I don't even think it's been done on a smaller scale, because you have all these different veteran service organizations out there that's focused on just equine therapy or outdoor therapy or you name it. That's all they focus on. Yeah, they do branch out to do some community work, but when it comes to helping a veteran start a business, I don't think there's many organizations out there that actually do that. Or
Well, that's not a bad thing. Like all those other organizations,
Right,
because that's what's great.
Yeah.
Because all of these different and changing organizations that are there for veterans are essentially what is creating the Hundo Club.
Right.
So, I mean, it's wonderful. It's what we all want to do in networking with people and bringing everybody together and going, hey, like, I may not be able to do this, but I know somebody that can. And so you go to Hundo Club and you're like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. I've already been verified. So I had a question, because something you were talking about was, you know, you become part of the Hundo Club. And then you were talking about Jason's thing. And it's like, if he's vetting somebody and brings anybody that's a U.S. veteran into his club. So coming into the Hundo Club as a member, so am I understanding this correctly, that there are other clubs inside of that people can be a part of, or is it, help me?
Jason, take that up. You want to take that one up?
Oh.
Sure. So there's a lot of different ecosystems. You know, we were just talking to Captain Arnold about his podcast. So there's a lot of different sets of skills inside of the club. And I think if somebody needs me, if they need some of the things that I have to offer, it would make sense that they would come into my organization. We also do networking. One of the meetings that I run is exclusively for veteran philanthropists. So those are those nonprofit owners like President Raymond that come in and assist each other on a higher level of actually making sure we're affecting as many veterans as possible. So my goal is to connect people with the right resources as well. So with both of our networks and power combined, it just makes the mission go faster.
Yeah, and that's kind of what's good about Hundo Veterans Club is, you know, if somebody wants to go, you know, into, you know, podcasting, I guess Captain Joe Arnold, he does a podcast, right? So if they want to go into podcasting, they can reach out to Captain Joe Arnold, or if they need coaching from Coach Trail, they can go, you know, into his organization and you know, his business, and that's kind of what's great about Veteran Hundo Club is it's a of all these different veterans that want to help other veterans.
Yeah. So, okay. So I guess essentially, like, my question within that question is, so, because I know that there's just been that mention, sorry, Jason, I'm going to call you out again, because there's just been the mention of him having his thing. So there's no cost to join Hundo Club. Are there things within Hundo Club that somebody may be looking at a fee for, or is everybody that you have joined, your entire army, I don't know what's platoon,
army,
thing,
battalion, brigade, whatever.
I don't know the difference between the branches. Or are those, everybody you bring in, are they brought in under the understanding or the want to do these things free of charge for the veterans?
Okay, so this is the three-prong approach.
Okay.
That doesn't exist anywhere else, is that it's good for the veteran coming in. Again, we got to use a live situation, right? So you guys want to come into Hundo Club. Willis wants to come in, right? He's a veteran, right? Okay, so it's good for you. It's good for the organization, good for Hundo Club, and it's good for yourself. Why? Now you can network easily. So let's say, oh, hey, I want to have Captain Joe Arnold come into a podcast show. He does custom lights. He does business coaching on, you know, the one-on-one levels and everything else and the experience. So you'll get that. You'll be able to, now it's good for you, right? Now you have an unlimited source to pick from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right? Because you're doing a podcast show on finding veteran organizations or veteran businesses or veteran. Guess what? Now you have what? You have an unlimited feeder. So you're helping veterans by taking care of veterans. You're helping the organization, which is just the plateau. And how does it, and then helping itself. So helping yourself. So finding that balance also. And that's why, I hope that answers your question, Candace. It's really a balanced approach. What you guys?
No.
So what you're trying to ask is if there's a cost. So let's say if they join Veterans Hundo Club, right, and they want to join what Jason does outside of Hundo Club for his business, then there might be a cost for that because it's outside of Hundo.
That's what
Club.
I'm asking.
Right, of course. If you want, so okay, I'm gonna use an example. Warrant Officer Johnny, right? He does expert
financial planning and stuff.
Financial teaching on trading and all that stock stuff. What's the fancy word for it, Johnny?
What do you mean?
What do you do? What do you call what you do?
Financial advisor.
There we go. Financial
advisor, financial consulting, financial planning. I also tutor as well.
Okay, so financial advisor.
Right. So let's say you want that service. There is no fee to pay Hundo. You can say, hey, I want to hang out and become a financial advisor or become learn the tutoring skills to get into becoming a broker and that kind of thing. You go to him. And if you want to pay his fee, that's between you two. That's,
right. So, I mean, essentially what I'm looking at is Hundo Club is the yellow pages of resources for veterans.
Yes.
Generally done by other veterans.
Right.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yeah, you can say that's a great metaphor. It's the single yellow pages, the single club, single book to house all those resources in one place.
Okay.
So it's like a Rolodex.
Right, but I guess I'm just curious. So like Willis is new to Hundo Club, right? He comes in as a veteran and he started this podcast and he's wanting some help and some advice with his podcast. Is that something that you connect him with Joe? And Joe, do you help him, or is it a come to me and join this, or this is what I provide?
Well, I will give him any information I would have, and if I can't fulfill what he needs, then I have contacts already through the organization that have next level experience.
Okay,
to get where he needs. That's a good thing about us being associating with other, veterans who have next level, experience and stuff like that.
Right. Okay, so you understand what I'm stepping in?
Yeah.
Okay, it's I'm just trying to figure out. So if a veteran is in need and wanting to come and join the Hundo Club, like they have an idea of what they're walking into. So it is, like I said, essentially the yellow pages, but it's not like you're joining Hundo Club to join this or this. It's you now have this vast array of resources and connections and this networking. So I mean, it's and probably any category of I need help with this, you're covering.
Pretty much.
Can I bring up another point? Another reason why we're also doing association with other organizations, looking to organizations like VFW, American Legion, AMVETS, stuff like that. We recently have had several veterans reach out to us that were in stress. They were suicidal and stuff like that. We got those calls. We were able to go ahead and get right on it and help them out with some of the contacts that we just, made association with. Now, one of the big things is one thing I'm passionate about is trying to get association with national, organizations such as the VFW, American Legion, stuff like that. Because the fact is that if we happen to have a veteran that contacts us and he's, having troubles and he needs assistance right that minute, then we would have the associations of these national organizations and have contacts. So if, let's say we had a veteran that was in Tennessee, he just lost his house, something major happened to him and he's at wit's end and he doesn't have anybody to turn to. He can give us a call or her give us a call and we can go ahead with the associations we have. We can contact someone in that local area, say someone in Tennessee, and go, hey, there's a veteran that's in distress, needs our help right now. Who do you have in that area that can go out and reach out and get to that veteran, and help them out? I mean, that's the biggest thing, to be able to reach out. That's the big thing about these associations. It's not just having everything one-stop shop. But also, if we have crisis or we have something comes up, we have the network of people and other organizations to effectively take care of these things right
Right.
away instead of going through a bunch of red tape and going, oh, well, we'll get back to you tomorrow or, stuff like that. We're able to respond fairly quickly.
Awesome.
No,
Yeah.
I
Well,
love
there's
it.
no 10-day waiting period.
No,
Like
no.
that's here's a phone number and there's another phone number and there's another phone number. That's why I started
Yep.
my organization. I was so sick and tired of people calling a phone number to leave a voicemail to get another phone number to call another one.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter. Like, geez,
Yeah.
like it takes a lot for a veteran sometimes just to make the first phone call.
Yeah,
They're
it
not
does.
going to keep going. And so I was just like, no, there should never be a time that a veteran calls a phone number that is designed to help them
Yeah,
and
not get anywhere with it.
right.
I was
No,
done
agree.
with it.
No,
I'm going to throw a name called Vet Talk. If you guys aren't familiar with it, there's a lady there that she's still in the National Guard. I think it's North Carolina. But Vet Talk does that. They reach out, and the veteran that would contact her if they're in distress, that's the person that they talk to from then on. They
Yeah.
assign that person. So they
Yeah.
build that relationship.
Yes.
That's
Give
one
that
of the.
comfort. And
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
that's
Absolutely.
huge with veterans in need. And especially, if you're going down rabbit holes or, you're at that point of, we don't want you to be the 22. Having
Right.
somebody that they're comfortable with and are okay with when they call that number back, it's going to be the same person.
Our organization is endless. I mean, there's so many things that we
Yes,
can affect
it's wonderful.
and help out. Yeah.
I know, like, you guys just launched everything at the beginning of this year, so now I'm curious, like, so what is it that you guys are doing to? I hate to use the word advertise or market or to really get this information out to people that you guys exist. I mean, I know we have you on here tonight, and hopefully that like really brings some more people in, and I know like, anything that we can do to share the information. But what is it? Where is there somewhere specific that you're reaching to? Is it just nationwide? I mean, I know that 2 of you are out of the U.S. Like, are there other places that you're reaching? What's the goal?
The goal is 18.5 million United States veterans. That's the goal.
Okay.
We have a lot. We have a lot to go through, and we won't stop until we get there. The global, it's a global reach, and why is it global? The reason it's global is because it's digital. So we have a social platform we built that's basically a Facebook, right? And it's still in beta phase, but we're trying to transition out of it, right? Where we're still building the calendar system. We're making sure you can implement. So all these training programs, all these classes that all these individuals here tonight would donate their time to teach the veterans that are coming out or veterans that are already there, free leadership coaching on techniques on different leadership models, on corporate structures, on business, whatever topic you choose. I do WordPress teaching and I do VA claims teaching, right? Advisory. So I have every week I'll do an hour or 2 classes that I donate, and anybody can show up, and it's hosted on a Zoom account and through our social platform. Eventually, we'll create this where everyone has it on their smartphone. They can have it right on their telephone right there and say, okay, I have an app for Veteran Hundo Club, and that's why our reach is infinite, and on top of that, global. That is our target goal. And of course, we're not going to get that, and we don't expect every veteran to come to us, but the way we're marketing it, to answer your question, is we're not marketing. What we're doing is giving value. We're not actively looking to market and get people as numbers. Remember, changing one veteran at a time is worth way more than worrying about 100 or 10,000 or 1 million or 18 million. What you focus on is giving value, change their lives, change their perspective, and they're going to talk about you. Now it becomes word of mouth, and every person knows five people on their hand. Okay, it's called the spider web effect. So every person knows 5 people that are, or at least veterans, and they're going to say, wow, this is an amazing program. And if we get one of those 5, that's fine. One that fits, it's still batting amazing. You know,
Yeah.
you're still batting 666 out of 1,000.
Right.
You're a professional. To bat 300, you already made it to pro level, right? In any ball game. So that's the process. Is one veteran at a time, and as they come. And then, Coach Tro, if you like to pick up on that, how he's an expert in leadership models and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, if you reach one, each one teach one, and I think the plan that we have is pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
All it takes is affecting and reaching one person, and I think like they say, less is more sometimes. Like they
Absolutely.
said, transitioning out of the beta stage, slow. You want to do the crawl, walk, run, and as long as you follow that process and take care, it is all about quality versus quantity. So I think the quality that we have in taking care of each veteran versus the quantity at first, I think we'll
Yeah.
get to where we need to be.
Yeah, we say that all the time on our show, one veteran at a time. If we reach one veteran today and that veteran turns around and helps 2 veterans tomorrow, then we succeeded in our mission. And I've said it numerous times that as long as we're taking care of one veteran, I don't care if we reach out to, if we reach 100,000 veterans, but as long as we at HomeFront Sitrep help one veteran today, then we completed our mission. And that's something that I pride myself on, is reaching that one veteran a day,
Yep.
Regardless of the situation. If a veteran reaches out to me, well, so prime example, I had a veteran the other day reach out to me and say, hey, I got this veteran down in Tennessee that is dealing with past childhood trauma. He lives in Kentucky. He lives 20 minutes from me, but this guy that reached out to me was in Tennessee. He goes, hey, I got this veteran that is dealing with childhood trauma. He's got PTSD from his time in the service, and he's looking for groups that can help him. And so I gave the veteran that reached out to me, I gave him 2 different organizations. It's like, all right, reach out to Active Heroes, reach out to Camp Brown Bear. They do group sessions with veterans. They do retreats. They do all kinds of great things with veterans. So, I gave him the person who reached out to him, I gave him the number for both of those. And then I texted each one of those individuals and said, hey, I just gave your phone number to this guy. He's going to be reaching out to you because he's got a veteran in Louisville that is in need. And they're both, all right, we're waiting on the call. And as far as I know, they've already got this veteran, out there at their respective areas, and they're taking care of this veteran, which is something that, I pride myself on. If a veteran reaches out to me and says, hey, I'm having this struggle, I'm going to reach out to an organization and get them connected right then. Because Candace said it earlier, a lot of times getting a veteran to reach out, I can give Chris a number. I can give Jason, Johnny, I can give any one of you guys a phone number. Sometimes you guys won't reach out. So that's where on me, I have to get you connected with that person right then and there. Which is kind of why I love Veteran Hundo Club, because if somebody reaches out to Veteran Hundo Club and say, hey, I need this, then they'll send them and get them connected right away with the person that they need to be connected with.
Right.
So, which is
Right.
amazing. But this is a good segment. I got to pay some bills real quick. I normally forget to pay bills, but now
I'm trying to do it right today.
Yeah, trying to do it right. So if you're in the music business, check out talenttalents.com. They help venues, promoters, bands. They help them all. And he does it free. Chris Hawks, he's amazing. He does it for free. If you're in the Louisville area and you're a band, promoter, venue, check out Louisville Local Entertainment with Rick Ames, who's a Marine Corps Navy veteran. He does the same thing as Talents, but he does it on the local level here in Louisville. If you're in the market for shirts, check out sameflagsameoath.com. Matt and Becky Johnson. Matt is a Navy veteran. Him and his wife have a small veteran-owned business called sameflagsameoath.com or Got Your Six Culture. They make great branded shirts. HomeFront Sitrep has one on there that says Marine It Down. We get 25% of all sales at the end of the year. And what we're going to do, me and Candace have decided we're going to take all the local veteran service organizations in Kentucky, put them in a randomizer, and we're going to send that money to that charity at the end of the year.
Or we might put Willis on a wheel and spin it.
Yeah, we might even put me on a wheel. Who knows? And then last but not least, we got Veteran Mortgage Solutions. Mac Verdi and his team are all veterans. They will help you with your process of getting a home VA loan and stuff like that. They're super smart when it comes to all that.
You almost sound like that was like perfectly rehearsed.
I know it was.
I had to go and screw it up on you.
All right, here's the clips, man.
Owner of Talon Talents here, and I just want to say that we are ecstatic to be a major sponsor of HomeFront Sitrep, a community that is ran by veterans and made for veterans. So thank you for tuning in. Talon Talents was formed in order to create a music scene that was together in the form of a collective, so that no one has to do everything on their own. And guess what? We've been doing this for free for over a year. So please go and check out Talon Talents through Facebook or through our official website at www.talontalents.com. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you again for tuning in to HomeFront Sitrep, a veteran-owned and operated podcast just for you.
My name's Rick Ames. I own Louisville Local Entertainment, a company for music shows, promotions, and bookings in the Louisville music scene. As a veteran, it's my honor to support and sponsor local veteran-owned businesses such as HomeFront Sitrep, made by veterans for veterans. So if you're in the music business and need some help booking or promoting a show for free, look me up, Louisville Local Entertainment. And thanks for tuning in to HomeFront Sitrep.
Gear up in style wearing Got Your Six apparel. Every purchase makes a difference. It's more than just clothing, it's a statement of gratitude. Upgrade without breaking the bank. Discover cost-effective, high-quality clothing made in the USA. Each shirt is handcrafted by our team in the great state of Texas and shipped for free to your front door. Got Your Six is where quality meets purpose. We're a small veteran-owned business that takes pride in the mission and the value of our products. Join us in growing a community, supporting our heroes, veterans, and first responders by wearing a custom design.
I thought you'd never ask.
Visit sameflagsameoath.com and use the code TRIPLETHREAT for 10% off. Follow us on all social media platforms for any upcoming releases or events, and you can reach out to us with questions anytime. We are here to support our brothers and sisters.
Hey guys, Mac Verdi here with Veteran Mortgage Solutions. As rates are dropping, home values are going to start to go up. It's time to start looking if you're looking to purchase a home. That being said, we are an all-military veteran loan officer team. We know the ins and outs of the VA home loan. We are considered the experts in this field. Give us a call today. Go to our website, veteranmortgagesolutions.com. Fill out my quick form. I'll give you $500 off for its closing costs. Have a great day.
And we are big.
Hey, Chris. So I want to clarify something. I apologize if I came across as talking about numbers. Like, please believe me. Like, my view on these things is not numbers. It's just out of curiosity to go, ooh, like how many connections have you built already, and that type of thing, and getting more people involved. To me, definitely is not about like, oh, watch this podcast and hopefully you get 100 more people. Like it's exactly what we've all said. Is just having that. If there's one person reach through this, it's all worth it. And I hope you know that it's just curiosity and trying to spread word and get people really more knowledge about what Veteran Hundo Club is, because it's so exciting. We're stupid excited about it since we first heard about it. Like Willis didn't shut up about it, and then I started looking into it and I'm like, okay, this is cool as shit. Like it's awesome.
No,
So-
yeah, I love you. I love you, Candace. You're totally fine. You're totally
Okay.
fine.
I hope that I didn't come across that way. I told Willis today I've had an attitude all day, so I'm a little sassy today. So
I think she might be a little hangry.
I'm gonna.
Should you put another video on about making money? Took 5 minutes there.
Yeah, right.
No, I just asked him for something, and he like, you did. I figured you would reach around and grab them so I could have some.
No, they're mine.
I gave them to you. I was like, give me some of your M&Ms. Look how many you've eaten. Look, that thing was full.
Yeah, this thing was full of M&Ms.
I filled that thing up.
Well, I know not to. I know
was a
not
good
to
way to
mail
get
you. Next time I'll mail M&Ms instead of T-shirts to you guys.
There you go.
Well, no, then you won't be able to see them.
So
And go.
Red, yellow.
No,
Well-
I am not a Marine girl. Nothing red and yellow. Mm-mm.
No, yeah. So I think in a very short time. So it's very, very rapid. For example, I know for sure, Jason, he has 70 plus members that are ready to join, and we're trying to figure out how to onboard them. Johnny, Coach, Captain Joe has another 40, and this and that, and and how are we going to onboard them and make sure everything is taken care of? And these are the structural problems, because we understand the long-term vision. Any one of these gentlemen can tell you that, hey, it's Veteran Hundo Club. We're creating it. Then we're creating the active duty version. We're creating the active duty to take care of them before they get out of active duty. And this is what I'm thinking we would spend the next segment on, is exploring a little bit about Hundo Club's long-term vision. Do you agree?
Yeah, no, I agree, because you and your partner, your business partner, unfortunately, he wasn't able to come tonight. So tell us how you and your business partner got together, and you kind of already went like this. The conceptualizing of Veteran Hundo Club took several years before you guys officially decided to launch. But so tell us a little bit about your business partner, and then overall your long-term goal. If you want to be global, you want to be a global organization that helps takes care of veterans, no matter what country they're from. If they served in the military in the country that they live, whether it be Australia, whether it be in the UK, wherever they
Come on,
serve.
geography.
I know.
Name some places.
Well, I was trying to.
Look, I can't wait until there's the app.
But you want to be a global organization, a Rolodex of networking all over the country or all over the globe, to help veterans do whatever they need to do. So let's talk about a little bit about your business partner, and then your global, what you want to do globally long term, in a few years.
Right. So I'll talk about Mr. Finch and me, and then I'll pass it on to any one of the other gentlemen here tonight. They can discuss that, the global vision as well. So me and Mr. Finch, we discussed and met, and he helped me visualize and take this into a new realm. Again, it started out with the VA claims aspect, and then I wanted to see how can we implement more individuals into this, and how can we take this to another level. So we identified so many different social and economical and different problems. So we call it the 9 dimensions of empowerment. So what we want to do is created the next generation, the empowerment through the 9 dimensions of wellness, which is physical, emotional, intellectual, spiritual, social, environmental, financial,
professionally and culturally. So we are looking to rebuild people from the ground up and reinvent them because most veterans out there are coming out at 24 years old. That's the average age. So we identified, and we as a community have done something. It blows my mind away. And anybody else want to pick up? And this is what me and Mr. Finch came up with, and now we're asking everybody else in the community, all the other members, to use the collective mind approach. So, including you guys, how can we make this even better? What can we do? You know what? We definitely need a podcast show eventually. I could see that. We definitely need. And guess who happens to be our official podcast show? I think it's. Hey, check it out now.
I was going to say Captain Joe, but no.
So what happens is,
Oh yeah.
You see what I mean? You even go into the Veteran Hundo Club. You can go into partners, and you can see Willis and Candace Homefront right there is official partners. So, Johnny or Coach Trell, you guys want to pick up on what our long-term vision is?
Go ahead, Johnny. I'll go afterwards.
Well, it's just again just trying to help each veteran as they transition out the military and any need what a veteran needs. So in my specific what's the word I'm looking for? Specific, skill is of course finance. But if there's a lot of veterans that are in the insurance industry, in the finance industry, in order to become a financial advisor or a registered representative, they need to pass exams, which I can help them transition and pass these exams, of course, free of charge. If a veteran wants to open up their own firm, I understand how to do that because I was an auditor and I audited financial advisors and broker dealers. So it's helping the veteran, helping them transition, understanding investments, understanding budgeting, things of that nature, as a whole. So yeah.
Okay. All right, Coach.
Yeah, and then for me, kind of like we mentioned earlier, is just helping that transition. It's kind of like going through boot camp or basic training, transitioning from a civilian to a military member. Same concept in reverse. TAPS and all those other transition assistance programs are great programs that are out there, but I think we can do a little bit more to help veterans transition back into the civilian world. And just some of those things is just helping them again with effective communication. Teaching them the essence of communication and why it's important. Also, maybe even offering it to the to the spouses or to the to the other family members and teaching them to kind of recenter everything and bring it back to to the essence of the family and help and letting them know it takes, like you mentioned earlier, it takes a village. It takes everyone to help them reintegrate back into that lifestyle that that they may have had over 2 years, 4 years, 10 years, or 20 years ago, and so what kind of future that they want to have with that person that they've transitioned into over the years. And at the end of it, the military member retires and the family member also kind of retires because they've both been through a tour of duty, and it's trying to help them continue to bridge that gap, which often happens more times than not is the lack of communication, maybe even just the of them growing apart and separating and them just trying to reintegrate that back and say, look, these are some things that you probably missed over, because being in the military, you have troops, you're mentoring, you're developing folks, people are mentoring and developing you, you're constantly giving feedback, however the duration of your time is. And then sometimes that member at home may not have got the same feedback and may not have grown at the same pace or rate that you did. And that's something that you can kind of identify with as well by saying, hey, these are some of the things that may or may not have happened. This person might not necessarily is recognized as the person you knew 2 years, 4 years, or 6 years ago, but this is how we can help you guys as a unit and as a team to continue to move forward.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. And it was something I was really curious about because I obviously the focus is the veteran, always, first and foremost. It is the veteran. But I was really curious how much Hundo Club as a whole or the parts of it involve spouses or even children, because you are transferring into the civilian world. And if there are these very young, and I almost want to call them boys, that have become a veteran, like veteran's a big word. And at 24, 25 years old, you're a veteran. And all you know for the past, let's say, at least 4 years is something totally different than the rest of this country and civilians. And some of those young veterans are married, and some of those young veterans have babies at home. And that young wife or husband, like you just said, not matching up with where that person is and the growth that they went through.
A lot of veterans don't know or don't understand their benefits as they transition out the military. You know, you're going so fast, your briefings day to day, you know, understanding they can use their benefits to go to school or college and get paid to go to school. You know, some don't they understand it, but they don't really fully understand that as well. You know, medical benefits, how to use the VA, how to file a claim. You know, I've talked to numerous veterans that, you know, they don't have a claim in place. And these are, you know, the Vietnam veterans or Iraqi veterans, you know, so.
Yeah.
Just
that you guys are doing is beautiful. What Coach Tro was just talking about, though, is one thing I have not heard. And that's what I love about Hundo Club is because, like, you guys will talk about something, it's like, oh, we haven't heard that before. So what you were just talking about, combining these spouses and that family unit that doesn't necessarily know how to come back together because they really didn't know how to go apart. So that's such a beautiful thing that you're able to help with, because you look at the destruction of these family units because they just don't know how.
Right.
So I love that.
Absolutely.
I love what you're doing with that. I'm
You
excited
know, we say
to see that
we
flourish.
try to keep in mind the whole person concept. So, you know, just you have to factor in, instead of the individual, the family concept as well. So just like we as a family, you know, Marines, Army, Navy, whatever the case may be, everybody move together as a unit in unison. And the same concept, you know, back home with the family, with spouses clubs and different things like that. You know, now it just has to be something, you know, for the thereafter, you know, to help pick up the pieces.
That's beautiful.
So who wants to tackle the global initiative within Veteran Hundo Club? Because I know right now you guys are focused on just U.S. veterans, but I know the ultimate end goal is to be a global organization to help veterans from all over the globe. Who wants to tackle that process?
Captain Arnold, you volunteer?
You just got voluntold.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, I've been appointed by the president. I would say our vision to go global is, once we get everything situated and everything is run smoothly for the U.S. and is able to copy over and duplicate it to another country, then we can do it that way. Each country should have their own, well, not like president, but they'll have their own commander in chief that will oversee for each, because each country has different dynamics.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's really hard to say exactly what we do here in the States. It's going to work exactly the same way over, let's say, over in, you know, UK and England or something like that, or Brazil or what have you. Things are different. So we have to bring in veterans that are in that area, that are familiar with, you know, the customs and everything else, and be experts for that country, but still be under the Veteran Hundo Club as well. You know, that's, you know, but that's going to be a case by case basis as we move along. And, you know, you're probably talking maybe a decade before we even get a chance to even get to that area, because it's just starting out. I mean, there's so many facets to this to try to figure out. I mean, it's going to take a while. We don't want to move until we go ahead and have things pretty much 99% taken care of, that we know that we're solid.
Of course.
Because if we mess up, you know, it might be somebody's life. And we don't want to do that.
Yeah, you definitely want to grow small, because a lot of times veteran service organizations, what happens is when they start and then they just explode, then they combust and they just fall apart. And the good thing, you know, what I've seen so far with Chris and Mr. Finch is they want to start small and casually grow organically where they don't fail, because they want to have everything lined out to where it's going to be success for each individual person, whether it be Captain Joe Arnold or Johnny or Coach Trail or or Jason that was just on here as well. You know, if everything is lined out and it's done the way it's supposed to, and it grows organically, and then once that's done and said and you're running smooth, then you can expand. And I believe that's the mission of what Chris and Mr. Finch wants to do is they want to start out small and then expand into the global arena later on.
Yeah, and be available to everybody. It's slow and steady. Like it's the old story of the tortoise in the hare. It's slow and steady.
That's it. That's exactly it.
Yeah, President Chris could vouch for this. I've told him many times, we're not building this house on an unstable foundation.
Yeah.
We have to have the foundation done before we go ahead and start building this house.
See, he's saying we got to make the house out of bricks. I keep saying just out of straw and keep going,
Yeah.
Keep going.
Don't believe that, Chris. Not at all.
No,
if you could find something stronger than brick, you'd do it.
Well, I mean, there is gentlemen who are have more years of wisdom than I do. I'm a young man. I'm a young buck. I'm 35. If somebody who's 60 years old is saying slow down, I'm going to take my wisdom and say, slow
60,
down.
yeah, thanks, but
Not you. I'm using
I'm going to think about
okay, the other 60-year-old guy. Gotcha.
Yeah, I think he's talking about the partner.
Yeah, so or you, I'm gonna be generous and say 27. I'm gonna take the young bucks. So yes, to go back and really fine tune, we want Veteran Hundo Club charity, United States Veteran Command to be 100%, 99.9%. There is no improvements anywhere. That way, once we create the active duty, we already have the template. So what it becomes the Clone Wars. Okay, so once we effectively say, hey, there is no improvements that we can do in Veteran Hundo Club, we know when we clone it and we create the perfect clone for the active duty version, the active duty version won't be as versatile because there's fraternization. There's a problem with that. You can't have those type of things. So also each branch of service, we're sticking with one branch of service in the United States Veteran charity in the United States Veteran Hundo Club, right? We're sticking with one branch of service, the Army. The other ones will have every branch of service within on the active duty. They will have the Army, Air Force, Space Force, Navy, Coast Guard. Every single branch will be having its own rank structure. So that way, and what your rank in the military will be the rank that you are on the active duty. That is the only difference. That is the only, because of fraternization. We don't want people fraternizing, but we want people to educate. Again, that's also there'll be since we're partnered with AWS and other top security agencies, we'll be able to use common access cards eventually or something like that. So we're also developing those plans of action to make sure we're prepared for that upcoming growth. When we scale indefinitely, we're ready for that battlefield.
Yeah.
So after we create the active duty version, we will create what is the family support version, because we will have fully ironed out exactly what the active duty needs and what the veterans needs are, because they're totally different. They're completely different. I know for an active duty member and a family, as you said, has a young baby and a newborn mom and a young woman who has a family. Guess what they're going to probably need? Parental education, more than a veteran family support is going to need. They're going to need something else, more like medical opinions and medical treatments, or therefore something in nature. Their needs are going to be different. So that's why the family support is going to be opposite, but running parallel. After we have that completely finished, now we begin what I call the Clone Wars. Now the fun begins, and this is where we clone now, say Canada. Now we create the system for Canada. We create the system for Australia. We create the system for
UK, and now 31 NATO allied countries. As long as they're a democratic society and they're not dropping bombs into the ocean like North Korea, you know, we'll build this system for them. We want veterans, and this will put not now we'll put veterans. What will this do? Take somebody who takes a job from 9 to 5, going from I get out of military service working at Geek Squad or whatever at Best Buy for $9 an hour. I get a bonus dollar an hour because I was in the military and they feel bad for me. Now I'm up to $10, right? Woo-hoo.
Right.
And right. So instead of me coming out to a bottom feeder job, I'm coming out and I'll be ready for upper middle class and middle class jobs.
Right.
Because they'll be prepared, transitioned right into society with full blown education donated by these other veterans, ready for success.
I love the structure that you've created and are creating within this.
This is
I think
everybody.
that's
This
what's
is
going to be so
everybody.
successful for you guys is the absolute, because and that's one of those things that a lot of the soldiers look at when they're going into the civilian world is they no longer have that structure of this is what I'm doing, this is what time I'm doing it, this is how I'm supposed to do it, and having that leadership as well, directing them and leading them into a way. So you see a lot of these young kids getting out of the service and they're lost.
Yeah.
They're lost because a lot of them, I don't say a lot, but there's a large majority of these kids that come out of the service that don't necessarily have a family to fall back on, because I think there is a big percentage of kids that go into the service looking for something that they don't have, that family unit, that
Right.
camaraderie. So they don't really have that
Absolutely.
other than what they found in the service, which is wonderful. You do create this family within the service, a brotherhood, a sisterhood, if you will. But creating that structure that you guys are doing while they're still active, like your goal with that, I think that's such an awesome thing, because it's sad to see them come out so lost.
Yeah. When
they've done something so wonderful and what they've sacrificed, and now they're just lost, and we expect them to be okay, and like that's not okay. So that I think it's great.
I think the reality is we all know after serving that you need more than 6 months prior than your ETS as far as for getting some help and helping you transition as far as for what you're going to do next. So I think that's something we'll be able to kind of, as the saying goes, be proactive versus reactive in that field.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what were you going to say, Captain Joe?
Well, another thing we're going to do for the veterans as well, with my side business I do, I run into veterans all the time, and I've had spouses come up and say, I've got a veteran, he's got service-connected disabilities or whatever, but he doesn't have that camaraderie anymore. So I have been asked to go ahead and start a community outreach, just as maybe a cup of coffee once a week, gathering of all the veterans in the local area. That's another community outreach program that I'm looking into, because there's a need for it. Because not all the veterans are online. Not every single one of them, use a computer and stuff. You're talking, the older guys. It's Vietnam veterans and stuff like that. So, I mean, this is something I've been asked for. So I just want to let everybody know that, a community outreach for the actual veterans that's already served, that felt like, they've been forgotten or whatever, maybe we can start this like thing, lack of a better word, a cup of Joe once a week, just if you can be a veteran spouse, a veteran, any type of veteran association, meet up once a week, have a cup of coffee, start building up some camaraderie, some friends, some support, stuff like that. For the ones that aren't on the computer, the ones that aren't, able to, or not tech savvy and stuff like that.
There's so much success in that. Doc, I don't know if you're still watching. I know he was on here earlier, and he's one that can testify for what that does. This cup of Joe meeting that some of these veterans do. And I've seen several different organizations do that. No matter who does it, no matter what the organization is, even if it's 3 people show up or it's 16, it's such an awesome thing, and it's almost like they come out of it so refreshed, just having that outlet of being around something or someone that understands them or can relate to something.
Yeah.
Especially looking at those.
And it doesn't really just have to be like coffee. I mean, it could be like there's a couple organizations that go to the gun range, and you know they do, you know, they take veterans to the gun range, and you know veterans are shooting, and then they're building that camaraderie and having that competition with other veterans, and then you know they get to hang out and just chill afterwards and build that camaraderie. Then you got you know people, organizations that you know take veterans out for coffee once a week. Or you got organizations that take veterans out for breakfast, you know, once a week and get them together and just outside of the house, like you know, Project Zero out of Texas.
I've got local businesses that have offered to host this coffees and stuff like that already.
Yeah.
You know, when I mentioned to them, they're like, "Yeah." And I've got one veteran that works at the VA here, not too far from me. She's already offered to cater meals for this event and stuff like that. You know,
I just had an idea.
so I mean, there's support for this. You know, and then you know, Veteran Outreach, which is here in Kansas. You know, they do stuff with hunting and fishing trips and stuff like that as well. You know, I help them out. I mean, there's a lot of organizations doing things similar to this, but so, you know, and as I said, I was approached about this and I'm just like, absolutely, you know, that's something that we can get behind and, you know, start, you know, helping those other senior veterans and help them out and get that camaraderie built back up for them.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now I do have a question real quick. So you're focusing on active duty military, you're focusing on veterans as well. A lot of times the Gold Star families get shunned from veteran service organizations and stuff like that. Is that something that Hundo Club is going to focus on as well? Is the Gold Star families? Is that something that's in the plans for the future, or what?
Well, I believe that it is. I mean, that's probably one of the things that goes hand in hand with the veteran. You're going to have the veteran family as well, you know, because they all served. If you know they're with that veteran while he served, I would think I wouldn't see why not. You know, we're not going to turn them away. That's for sure. You know, if they need help for their families or whatever, that's what we're here for, to help the veteran help his family. Absolutely. That's you know, President, do you see anything different? Anybody else have any other opinions on this?
No, like I kind of alluded to already earlier, is that's the objective, right? Expectation management. Obviously, you want to take care of the veteran, but then the supporting cast as well. Just because the veteran is doing great or doing better or surviving doesn't necessarily mean the support system is doing as good as well. So you want to make sure that
I've talked to several Gold Star families over the course of the last 6 months or whatnot, and a lot of them feel like they can't go to veteran service organizations because, for one, they're not veterans, and neither are the children, you know, whether it be the mom or the dad that served and paid the ultimate sacrifice. So a lot of these organizations, or a lot of these Gold Star families says, well, we don't go to veteran service organizations because we're shunned, because we're not technically military. So, and I didn't know if that's something that Hundo Club was going to try to represent Gold Star families as well. So that's why I was kind of asking the question.
You know what the greatest thing about Hundo Club is? Everything's voted upon. And since this topic wasn't really talked about, we can vote upon it right now. We'll just go about it right now. In my opinion,
It's going live on HomeFront.
Right, let's do it live.
Well, yeah, just like with you know the retirement ceremony, they have a retirement pin for the spouse, and they have dependents pins and things. But when they retire, I think you should definitely honor those the same way. Just probably hadn't been a process thought about, or it's probably something that's been overlooked in a few years.
You're gonna see a live democracy situation here. This is great. What's your opinion on it?
I know we got votes coming in. Captain Joe?
I say yes. I say I'm down for it. Absolutely.
Johnny?
Yes.
Trell?
Absolutely.
Hey, Chris, it doesn't even matter. You got 3 votes. I say yes. Willow says yes.
Yeah.
There we go. Right?
All right. So you see, there we go. So and then that becomes that becomes a bylaw. So it's that simple. So literally,
I love it.
and literally, it's not something we actually talked about, but it is definitely something that we are different in every. We want to be different than every other organization is. We don't. This was one example that I'm just. This is awesome doing this live. You know, like.
Hey, it's one of those things. Like I said, over the last 6 months, talking to all these different. Florida's asking for a recount. Donald Dunn. Chris, you need to get in contact with Donald Dunn.
Florida don't count, Donald. Next week, but it don't count.
But with
Donald, we like his duck, baby.
So a little bit about Donald Dunn. He's an author. He's a veteran. He's one of the co-founders of Military United podcast streams. He's also Veteran Voice Radio, Words with Warriors. He's got all kinds of things. So Chris, he's probably a contact that you need to get in contact with. Wealth of knowledge. We're actually in the process of starting a 501c3 for veteran podcasters and stuff as well. So Donald Dunn is somebody, Chris, you probably need to get in contact with. He's, like I said, he's a wealth of knowledge. But no, like I was saying, is Gold Star families, like I said, a lot of times they feel left out of the mix because they're technically not veterans. And a lot of organizations out there in general, regardless, they forget that families serve as well. Regardless if they're the veterans there and thriving, they always forget about the families. And then Gold Star families, once the military member once the military member sacrifices, the ultimate sacrifice, they are left in the shadows. I was talking with one Gold Star family. They were in the process of burying the service member, and they were asked to leave base within 4 days after the service member paid the ultimate sacrifice. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. So your spouse paid the ultimate sacrifice and they kicked you off base within 4 days? And she was like, yeah, they kicked us off base because we were not in the military. We were dependents. And I'm like, well, that's fucking horseshit, for one.
Yeah.
Because here it is, your partner lost his life serving his country.
You're not even allowed to grieve.
Yeah, pretty much he wasn't allowed to grieve. They pretty much said, you got to pack your shit and get off base.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, you got to be kidding. So
that's about feeling like a number.
Oh yeah, words. Yeah. It's like they were a number, and oh, too bad, too sad. Your husband paid the ultimate sacrifice. Now
get out. We have to make somebody inside.
Right. Yeah. It blows my mind how Gold Star families.
It's like when we were talking to Michelle Black.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
it's crazy.
Well, look what you just did. Look what you just did with Veteran Hundo Club. I am stupid excited. Chris is too. Like, we just brought a whole new thing in. This is how supporting and making each other grow happens.
Yeah.
This is how it happens. And it's awesome because it is something like what you're talking about needs to be focused on so much. And that's the problem. Like looking at Veteran Hundo Club. They're doing and fixing what the problem is because you know what? We have a problem with veterans with PTSD. We have a problem with veterans and VA claims. We have a problem with Gold Star families. We can list 150 problems that involve veterans, but one person, one organization can only focus on 1, 2, 3, maybe 4.
Yeah.
But you look at something that Veteran Hundo Club is creating, and they're going, no. We're not going to forget any of it. And when you bring it to us, we're going to talk about it. And we're going to see, is this something that we can pull off? Is it something we can include in this? And I have a feeling if it's something that's an issue in the veteran world, Veteran Hundo Club is going to pick it up and find a way.
Yeah.
And I'm
in love right now.
There's got to be a veteran organization.
Like the Avengers, right?
There's got to be a veteran organization out there that specializes in each one of these problems that we're addressing.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe there's multiple. So why not go ahead and associate everybody together,
Yep.
and we all work together
Yep.
to take care of all the veterans coming through our channels and say, hey, I got a problem with this. Hey, guess what? We have someone that specializes in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, hey, I
It's
got
a
a problem with this.
beautiful
Hey,
thing.
let's take care of that.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of secret sauce, a little bit of secret weapon. You guys want to hear it?
Yeah.
I don't know. It won't be a secret anymore.
All right. All right. Should we vote it? Or wait. Florida's asking for the recount again. Stand by.
No, take your recount back. You already voted. Everybody said yes, Chris.
All right. So
It's
yes,
recorded
it
live.
is official. Like we will accept Gold Star families. Absolutely, I believe that if somebody who willingly is able to get the Medal of Honor, because that's what to me that symbolism is the Medal of Honor, the highest medal that the United States Constitution should be able to and branches should be able to give an individual who gives their life to our democracy. I think then a Gold Star family as well. So I approve. No vetoes. Nothing there.
Yeah. No recount needed. Yeah.
No recount needed. That's it. Go straight to go. Collect your $200. Come to Hundo Club.
It's so awesome.
No, I love it, and they're like
But I do. When after you got I got a secret. I got a secret for you.
So, like Captain Joe says, there are organizations out there that focuses on Gold Star families. One of my good friends, Alex Newert, he's part of Herschel Woody Williams Foundation, which focuses on Gold Star families, and Brent Casey. Since Herschel passed away recently, Brent Casey, his grandson, took over the organization.
He's awesome.
And he's awesome. He does Valor coins and pins, and so that's somebody else that you might want to talk about if you want to do pins for or coins for Hundo Club is
He's
Brent
awesome.
Casey. But they focus on Gold Star families, and which that would be cool to have, Herschel Woody Williams within Hundo Club as well, because then that way you already have that model, per se, because they already focus on Gold Star families.
Brent does something else too.
Well, he does all kinds of things.
Yeah,
Brent does everything. So, but no, I think that would be pretty cool as well. So, all right. So go ahead and tell us your secret sauce, my friend.
All right, secret sauce. Okay, so this is epic. So what we are is what, a 501c3. What does that mean? Cap Arnold, what does that mean?
Nonprofit.
Nonprofit. So we are a nonprofit, right? On top of that, we are called an educational-based institution. That is correct by law?
Yes.
By law. Yes. Okay. So this is the awesomest part about what's going to happen. And this is what this would be so cool when this actually happens. So on top of that, the LLC is an educational-based institution as well. So what that means is that we want to use our veteran force, right? Such as all the individuals that came here today as members, Hundo Club members, teaching. And what that means is we can tap into Chapter 31, Chapter 33, and Chapter 35. What are those? Can you guys tell me? From the VA.
I have no idea.
Chapter 31 is, and Chapter 33 is the GI Bill, the 9/11 Bill, the Montgomery Bill, right? Chapter 35 is survivors, and Chapter 31 is rehabilitation, right? So there's a pool of $260 billion that the VA spends every single year onto veterans. So as an educational-based institution, we want to become accredited as an educational-based institution as veterans. So what does this mean? So that means we can go to Mr. Government and go, Mr. VA, our entire network wants to train and develop the next generation of veterans, right? So we can collect legally payments to pay veterans to help veterans become the better version of themselves eventually. So that means the VA is paying a veteran organization to pay veteran employees, right, to assist future veterans taking care of veterans. So it's veterans taking care of veterans all the way through, hands in hand.
You don't get no better than that.
No, I don't. It don't
It's
at
going
all.
to allow us to go ahead and have the monies we need to add more programs, and specialize in more individual, programs in order to go ahead and help our veterans out. And I mean, the possibilities are endless, on
Absolutely.
everything that we're going on. So, I mean, it's just exciting.
Chris earlier said something about it's impossible to get how many veterans are there? 18 what?
18.5 approximately.
Don't say it's impossible. It's only impossible if you think it is. Don't do that.
Positive
Everything-
affirmations.
Everything is
It's still
possible.
legal.
Yeah.
I got vetoed.
You gotta speak it into
It's a
fruition.
mindset. That's
Yeah,
all. It's a mindset.
Law of attraction, baby.
Like, look at what everybody's in a different place. And look at what you're putting together. You don't have an office building somewhere that's 10 stories tall with 200 veterans in it going, hey, this is what I can do and that's what I can do. Every single thing that you're doing is virtual. And look what you've done already. Look
The
what
infrastructure made out of bandwidth.
you guys have built already. The possibilities are endless. They are. And I'm so excited to watch it. But I have another question. And this is probably going to be the stupid civilian on the podcast asking this question because I don't know what the hell it means.
Somebody, where's the DAC monitor?
What does hundo mean?
You guys are pointing out?
On you. It's on you. That's on
All right.
you.
All right. So hundo means that exactly like you guys said with the five-star families. What is that? They've given 100% of themselves. So Hundo Club is for all veterans. It's not just veterans that are 100% disabled or have a reason that means like that or something. No, the reason is that as members of the United States Armed Forces, we volunteered to sacrifice our lives for the needs of the government, for the needs of those who cannot fight for themselves. Because of that, we call ourselves the Hundo Club. That's what Hundo means. So at the point, we're the ones who gave 100% of ourselves to the request of the government to transition into society. That's what it means, hands down. It's that simple.
Sign that check. You gave everything you could give by signing that blank check.
That's it. You did that.
Awesome. I was like, what does hundo mean? I'm sitting here. I'm like, I'm going to be the one that they're all going to laugh at me when I say, what does hundo mean?
It means I give 100%. It means that Willis gave 100% of himself. It means you also give 100% of yourself, donating your time, and
I'm just doing what we're supposed to be doing. He left like 50% of it over wherever he was, but that's okay. It's a Marine thing. He ate way too many crayons.
Hey now. You can never eat too many crayons.
It was those neon ones that got you.
No, the pastel.
I haven't been fired yet today. I'm trying. And I've been Miss Sassy Pants.
You've been really good tonight.
So the Marines eat the crayons, the Armies paint the sniff markers, and what does the Air Force do over there?
They put their hands in their pocket.
Yeah, at least I saw that as of late. They do. Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, you know what? It's about that time. We've been on here about 2 hours. Almost 2 hours, and it's been a great time learning even more about Veteran Hundo Club, and I'm glad I was able to put the Gold Star families into in the ideal within Veteran Hundo Club, and it got voted in. You guys are going to start focusing on veteran or Gold Star families as well. That's amazing. Captain Joe, thank you for coming on here. Coach Trail, thank you for coming on here and joining out, and Jason and Johnny, thank you guys as well. It's been amazing, and I can't wait to see where Hundo Club goes from here.
I can't wait till the app starts. I want to look at the app. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Come on.
When I first started talking with you, Chris, and learning what you and Mr. Finch, have created here, because it wasn't an easy fly by night kind of thing. You guys actually took time and looked at a business model and said, hey, we want to do it this way, and you didn't just start it right away. It took 5-6 years, and why you guys were planning this, and then yeah, 7 years, and then you're like, all right, let's drop it on this date, and look where you guys are now compared to where you were in January. It's just amazing how you guys are growing, and people are drawn to the organization because they're like-minded like I am. You know, we all have to work together to solve the problem that we need to solve, whether it be the 22 a day, whether it be, you know, helping a veteran transition out of the military and get a better job, whether it be, you know, life coaching, helping them put a marriage back together, whether it be financial planning. What you guys are doing at Hundo Club, like I've stated before, it's never been done within the veteran community.
No, it's beautiful.
And
it really is.
It's amazing to see the progress and the growth within, and it's a democracy. You know, you guys vote on everything. It's not Christopher Raymond saying, well, this is what we're doing and this is the only way we're doing it. No, it's Christopher Raymond throwing in that ideal out there, and Captain Joe and Johnny and Coach Trail and Jason, or you know, everybody that's involved. All right, we're going to vote on this. If this is something that we decide we want to do, that then we're going to do it.
But you're also bringing veterans back into the structure.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, that's how you're structuring. It's not a business model. You're actually looking at a military structure.
Yeah.
And that's desirable.
Yeah.
Because it works. It's been used for how many years? It works.
Yeah.
If it
Come
ain't
on,
broke,
come
fix
on.
it.
We
You're
need
a
your help.
smart one. You're a smart one there, Candace. You're starting to see it.
Oh no, I see it. I definitely see it. I just didn't know what the hell hundo meant. Like, see how it works, and I love it. And I am stupid excited to see your army grow.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to have
So
you
are
guys
we.
on here
At
later
the end
on.
of the, it's
talk
our
about-
army. It's our army. At the end of the day, it's our army. It's
Did
not
I
my
hear
army.
correctly? Like we are a partner of Hundo Club?
We yes, kind of, sort of, yes.
That is legal, yes, accordingly.
Yes.
This podcast has had me dancing a couple of times. I'm kind of excited. I talked a lot tonight too. I'm sorry, you guys.
You have talked a lot, and you're not fired. That's the good thing. You haven't got fired.
I don't know if that's a good thing. That's a bad sign. I get fired every episode, and it's my goal.
There's a few times you've been fired, a couple times in the same episode.
Yep.
So
Well,
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure talking with you guys and meeting you guys and getting the word out about, you know, Veteran Hundo Club. You know, we're shooting for the moon on this stuff, you know, and it's all positive. It's all about taking care of the veterans and the ones that are going to become veterans, you know, and who else is going to know veterans better than veterans themselves?
Yeah.
So, you know, if anybody is wanting to go ahead and give back or need help with, you know, any issues, you know, veteran issues and stuff like that, you know, I hope they reach out to us, you know, and help us grow and help us help them. You know, that's the whole goal.
No, I love it. I love it.
Oh, I love you guys.
So here's what we're
So
going to do.
much
We're going to do
already.
a little bit of a round robin before we let you guys go. So we're going to start with Captain Joe. Basically, just, you know, talk a little bit about like some ending statements before you go, and then we'll go to Coach Trail, then we'll go to Mr. Raymond up there. So let's start with Captain Joe. Just basically, you know, whatever you want to say.
All right. Well, if you've been watching this podcast, we appreciate your time. Hopefully it was helpful for you guys. And, you know, if you need anything or you want to be part of this great organization, please come and visit us and come check it out. You know, we'll be happy to see you. Open arms.
Now, do you have a business outside of Hundo Club, like that you want to like support, or, you know, like a personal business or anything like that?
Well, if you like custom lighting, I do custom lighting. It's called Veteran Lighting. You can find me on Facebook.
I think I've seen your ads pop up a few times.
Yeah.
That's where I thought I
I need to
recognized.
link your page in our comments
Yeah,
so people can find it.
Yeah,
Please do. I have a current drawing for my 100th light right now at the end of the month. So you guys can send me your name and stuff like that, and I'll
let's see.
I can win my custom light.
You gotta spell that right, Maureen.
I know, right? I can't.
Veteran Lighting.
Yeah, I'll put the.
Hey, he's putting wrong letters.
It's not American. Is it American
Facebook.
Veteran
Go to
Lighting?
Facebook.
No, just Veteran Lighting on Facebook.
Well, all right.
He hasn't eaten his grounds today.
Yeah, VL on the logo.
Yeah, I've seen it. I was just trying to. My Facebook's not logged in on here.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, go to
Let me do this.
Veteran Lighting on Facebook.
Yes,
I think I do. I just think I do follow you on my personal. So I thought you looked
You
familiar.
can just message me if you want your contact name and where you're at, and I'll put you in the drawing. It's on May 31st. It's for 1972 Coleman Lantern
Nice.
that I've retrofitted, and it looks awesome. There's pictures up there.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. All right, let's move to Coach. Let's move to Coach.
Chris already beat me.
Chris
All right, so go ahead. What were you saying?
No, they were just talking about how Coach Chris.
The lighting and the link, or then the. Okay, I'm done. I talk too much.
Oh
I'm
no,
ready.
it's all right. The lighting is awesome, and make sure you register for that drawing. That'll be perfect. For me, it's just real simple. You talk, I listen. This day and age, we've lost the art and the human factor in connecting. One of the things I want to do is kind of get back to connecting with folks. Let me help you help you. Like I said, so you talk, I listen. You can contact me at realorlive.org for a free consultation, and we can sit down and have a conversation about whatever it is you want, what maybe works best for you, what works best for your situation, and what works best for your future. So thanks.
No, I love it. I love it, guys.
I just want to call and talk to him sometimes and be like, Coach Trell, I just need to hear you talk to me. I need some guidance. Like, he has that voice that I could just sit and listen, but he says he listens. But I need you to let me listen.
It's all about balance. So I listen, you talk, I listen. And we just role
It's a
play.
deal.
We'll figure it out.
We're going to do it.
Do it, and we can talk about it on the show one night.
There we go.
There you go. And then I guess, all right, so let's see. Hundo Club through Veteran Lighting right there. And then this is for Coach Trail here. That's your email.
Yep, that's my email address. Absolutely. Send me an email, get a free consultation.
I love it. I love it, guys.
I'm going to email him from like 6 different emails.
6 different emails. I love
So I
it.
can have 6 different consultations.
There you go.
Let's go with Chris.
Sorry, don't get any ideas, you guys.
All right. So I love you guys. This is one of my favorite podcast shows I've been on. I think it's been just really hashed out everything and really tore us apart to realize, again, each and every one of these members know that we're a real legitimate organization. They all, you can't fake the funk, right? So, Venture ITs is what I do. That's my business. I build websites and programs, things like that. So that's what I do for a living.
They got a little loud there for a second. But yeah, no, guys, you definitely got to go to Veteran Club or veteranhundoclub.com and check them out. They do amazing things there. I'm gonna throw the link back out here.
I know what you guys talked about you do in like your everyday life, but what you're doing within Hundo Club is
it's awesome.
It's pretty amazing. It's some beautiful things, and I know that when you're able to reach that one person, even if there's some time in between it, when you lay your head down at night, it feels so much better.
Yeah.
Just to be able to put a smile on somebody's face that might not have one sometimes. It's as simple as that. Sometimes it's just that smile or saying hello or giving somebody an ear. How many times is it, and Willis's big thing and our big thing with Homefront is ask that hard question.
Ask that next hard question.
You just don't know. Nobody's going to tell you. Like, how many times do you ask me how I am? And I'm like, fine. Or even today, great. Like, I'm stressed today. Like, I'm sassy, so I lied to you. But when you ask that next question, you're giving them an opportunity to go, oh, they really want to know. And you guys do that. You do that in your own way, just by putting these opportunities and these resources together to be able to reach anyone and everyone that has any type of problem. And that, I thank you guys for your service. I thank you for what you're continuing to do and what you will do. Like, shoot for that moon, because you guys are going to catch it real soon.
Oh, God bless you. God bless you guys. So
Well,
I think so. Hey, you like you said, it's not impossible. If you can think it, that's it. Our target, we got to get them all. What is it? Pokemon. Let's catch them all. Let's catch them all.
Yeah, you definitely got to keep going, man. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for coming on here and talking about Hundo Club, and it's been wonderful learning more about you guys. My buddy Rich LaMonica just jumped on from
You missed a good show,
from the
Rich.
Misfit Nation show. Chris, I'm going to get you connected with Rich because I think Hundo Club needs that broad, that more exposure out there. We do have our tip of the spear coming up at the end of the month. We'll definitely talk about Hundo Club on there as well.
Absolutely.
But Rich,
Hi, Rich.
I know
you missed a good. You need to go back and watch this.
Yeah,
and get a hold of Chris.
Yeah, Rich, you need to definitely check out Veteran Hundo Club and get them on your show, because what they're doing within the veteran community with it's freaking awesome, brother.
Well, that's okay. That's your only excuse, but you can go back and.
But yeah, Chris, Captain Joe, Trail, thank you guys for coming on here.
See, Trail already knows that it's going to be a good time
All
with
right,
him.
no one left behind.
Hey, call me.
No one left behind.
Put it in the private chat. Give me your number.
Yeah, she said put over in the private chat. Put your phone number in the private chat up there, and she'll give you a call. But no, man, it's been amazing, and I will once he types it in there, Goofy.
Thanks, Rich.
But you guys are amazing. What you guys are doing within, the veteran world, it's something that hasn't been seen. Like, and I've said it time after time again. What you guys are building within Hundo Club is amazing, and I'm glad to be a small part of that, just so that we can make that difference one veteran at a time.
Yep.
And we have to ask that next hard question. We got to hashtag get out there, like Project Zero says out in Texas. You have to get out there. So I was on just scrolling through the TV the other night, and this commercial came on. I played it at the beginning of the show. As soon as Candace is done here getting this phone number.
I got it. Was that a business number? Was that a business
Networking, sir. Networking.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm gonna play this.
Well, because I sent a text. I'm like, hold on. Was that a business number?
She's talking about you, Trail. Is that a business number that you just gave her, or is that your personal cell?
Oh, I got it.
Okay, cool. We're good.
But I'm going to play this commercial. So this is by BetterHelp. It's an organization called BetterHelp, and basically it's kind of the same principle of ask that next hard question, because a lot of these responses, read the whiteboard and what the whiteboard says, because I guarantee each one of you three, including myself and including Candace, has answered somebody with the responses that they give on this whiteboard.
We did today.
So just watch this video real quick. Tell me that's not a powerful commercial.
Yeah.
The music also.
Yeah.
It hits it right on the nail. Like, there's multiple levels and multiple dimensions behind someone saying, "Yeah, I'm fine."
Yeah. Yeah.
We all know. I come in here. How you doing, Chris? I'm fantastic. My life is good. I even got M&Ms that you don't got.
I got red and yellow ones. Joe just made me dizzy spinning around. That was great. We all went for a ride.
When I saw that commercial, dude, I stopped and rewound it and played it again. And then I stopped and rewound it and played it again. I was like, holy shit, because that's something that we talk about constantly on Homefront Sitrep is you have to ask that next hard question. And if I go up to Candace and say, hey, how are you doing? She's going to say, I'm fine. I'm hanging in there. I'm doing okay. But that's when we have to say, how are you really doing?
And I'm
Because
like,
yeah. So you definitely have to ask that next hard question, guys.
well, it's funny. You sent me that video. The very first time you sent it to me, I was watching it, and then it had the question with "How are you really?" And I was like, Willis, like thinking in my mind, I was like, when did he make this video? And then it went to the BetterHelp, and I was like, oh shit, it's not ours.
That's what makes Hundo. That's what makes Hundo Club. That's what makes Hundo Club super unique. Why? Because you're not talking about the giant cesspool of society. You're talking about the select 1%, right? That are already understand your ideas and concepts and ideologies. So there is veterans who speak to me more open than I've ever could imagine in my life.
Oh yeah.
Because they don't feel like they're going to be judged. They're not going to be confined, and I'm not going to worry that or anything in the nature. I'm sure there was 100% more chance that you and Captain Joe are going to be able to talk about personal activating events, traumatic events, much easier than outside sources. Am I correct on that, Candace?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what makes Hundo Club its pinnacle because of our social platform,
Oh,
allowing you to connect with veterans to veterans, allowing that vulnerability where I can speak about disabilities that I would never speak about.
Yeah.
Or an activating event or a traumatic event that I would never speak about. I'm just saying I'm fine.
Yeah.
There's so many things that make you guys unique. So many things.
Yeah.
And even with the military structure behind it, you're not worried about what they used to call people that went to the therapist.
Well, you're talking about the sick call, like
Yeah,
sick call
yeah.
bandits.
Yeah. So they're not worried about something like that. You're actually going in and you're comfortable and you're able to, yes, just
Normalizing a little bit.
loose and
There's no judgment.
It's safety. There's a lot of people don't use that word anymore.
Yeah.
When it comes to, especially men. It's
haven,
more of a
absolutely.
comfort or a relate to or something like that. But when it comes down to it, there's this sense of safety. And you know, there's times where in service you're not safe and you don't feel safe. And what makes you feel safe is your brothers and sisters in arms.
Yeah.
And so
allowed to be vulnerable. Absolutely.
that's what you guys are creating, is that after service as a veteran and even transferring from, you know, the active to the veteran world and going into the civilian like craziness, which is crazy, let alone coming out of the service.
Yeah.
You know, it's wonderful that you guys are creating that safe place.
Yeah, for sure.
We literally hit 2 hours and 7 minutes and 54 seconds right now, right?
Yep.
We just scratched the surface, as you can tell.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
And you need to put your number in, Joe. You need to put your number in chat too. So I wasn't just.
All right, hold on a second here.
But so we're going to do a little bit of a transition here. So Homefront Sitrep has a new segment that we started with Monica Sanford. She is a doctor of nursing. She was married to a lieutenant colonel, retired United States Marine Corps. She also helps veterans with VA disability as well.
Keep talking.
So she has agreed to do a segment within Homefront Sitrep called #AskMonica. So if you have a VA disability claim or you have questions about your VA disability claim, I'm going to put the video on here in just 1 second. And then my buddy Will Creasman and Candace's friend Will Creasman, who's a clinical therapist. He works at Fort Knox. He's embedded with units there. He also has agreed to come on and do a segment within Sitrep as well, where if you have questions about therapy and stuff like that, we're going to call it his business is Courageous Endeavors with Will Creasman. So we're going to start that segment as well. So I don't have a video for him just yet because me and him still got to work out the details.
We'll get there.
But we'll get there. So I'm gonna play this little video real quick. I hope you guys don't mind. So 1 second. So yeah, if you got questions,
Still dancing.
it's askmonica0@gmail.com. She has been gracious enough. She does a podcast. So like I said, she's a doctor of nursing. She's a cardiologist and all kinds.
Is she a veteran?
No, her husband is.
Lieutenant Colonel.
Her husband's a lieutenant colonel, but she does VA disability claims as well. So she's a provider. So she doesn't work directly for the VA. But if a veteran has that wants to file a VA disability claim, she would be the one that they go to, and she's like, "Do you have sleep apnea? Do you got this? Do you got this?" And she helps a veteran get everything lined out for their disability.
Like when you do like your CMPs.
Yeah, she does. So she's like I said, she's been married to a lieutenant colonel. They've been married for 35 plus years. And she was, so do you remember back in the day, like with your commanding officer, the wives had the spousal support system when we're deployed. She was the key wife is what they called it, a key wife. So she would get with the other officers' wives. They would make sure
key spouses and all that kind of stuff, right?
They would take care of the families back home. So she would be the go-to. Like if they had a question, she would be the chain of command. She'd be the top dog.
Because they didn't have the communication that they do today.
Right.
Like you.
Right.
It was a process.
So she was a key wife. Now she's got a doctorate in nursing. She's just a badass. Let me see if I can pull her. See if I still got it on here.
You were going to be in so much trouble.
So I'm going to share this. So, like I said, she graduated from Johns Hopkins University with her bachelor's, Georgetown University with her master's, and Vanderbilt with her doctor in nursing. She's active in local, state, and federal legislative affairs and advocating for NP practices, cardiology issues, veterans affairs, and increasing access to care for minority and underserved population. Like I said, she is a badass. And our segment, #AskMonica. You can email at askmonica0@gmail.com. And what we're going to do is, if it's a good question, she's just going to pop on randomly. And she's going to talk about that question online here. And then, like I said, we're going to have Will Creasman. He's going to start a segment as well. He's a therapist. He's embedded within an active duty unit at Fort Knox. And he's a clinical therapist. So it's just rocking and rolling, man. I love it.
They gave me an idea.
What's that?
You know what we need to do? The weather's getting nice. We got connections with mayors in 2 towns and good parks. We need to do like a monthly potluck.
That'd be pretty
for
cool.
the summer. Like a Hundo, HomeFront, something like, partner, let's bring together the veteran community, whether it's Gold Star, active, retired, veteran.
I like it.
A potluck. Everybody just brings something. Whether it's
like a barbecue,
a case of beer, whether it's macaroni and cheese, like no matter what it is, because we got grills at the amphitheater, we got grills down at Shepherdsville.
Yeah, we can do it. We can make it happen. But anyway,
thanks, Papa Jojo.
We just put it to a vote. That's all we got to do. And you got it, Candace.
I want to do it. I want to do a potluck once more.
But yeah, no, guys, man, it's been awesome with you guys on here tonight.
Thank you so much.
My wife is upstairs. She just got home, so it's time to wrap this thing up. I know you guys got to get back to your respective families as well. But I want to say thank you again. It's been our honor of HomeFront Sitrep to host Veteran Hundo Club.
Absolutely.
You guys have been amazing. And like you said just a minute ago, we only scratched the surface of what Veteran Hundo Club is all about. It's been our pleasure to have you guys on.
Amen. God bless y'all.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have
a great opportunity.
Hey,
all right. Hundo out.
Talk to you soon. All of you.
Out.
Out. Dude, how cool was that?
I'm stupid excited about it. Look, I'm having an issue in my head. My things keep falling
They keep
out.
falling out.
Yeah,
No, I mean, when I first learned about Veteran Hundo Club and seen the model of what they've presented, it's just amazing. And these guys, Chris and Mr. Finch, they're building something, and it's freaking awesome.
Oh, I know. You've been super excited about it since you found them.
No, I have. It's just been friggin' amazing. We got great partners with Heroes Media Group, Military United Podcast Streams, Hundo Club. We're their official podcast person for Veteran Hundo Club, and
Yay!
there's just so many things going in the right direction for HomeFront Sitrep, and I think it's because of our humble, what we focus on. We want to be that Rolodex that helps veterans out there, connect them with other organizations that can help them. Because a lot of organizations out there, they only focus on themselves and they don't really care about collaborating with other organizations. And HomeFront Sitrep, here we are. We're building a podcast network community with Triple Threats, Misfit Nation, I Am Pits, The Decision Hour, The Oath We Took, Conversations with the Vet. Then we're adding 2 more new ones with Every Day's a Saturday, USMC Veteran, Oscar Mike Radio. It's amazing to see the community that we're building, and we're all like-minded, and that's what draws us. That's what draws us together.
It's stupid exciting. It's having that same kind of heart and really, and it is. I keep going back to that. It takes a village. It really does take a village, and watching this grow and the things that HomeFront is becoming a part of now. Because I don't know if we've even talked about it, the MUPs. Like, you can get on Roku and look at their channel. Like, you can watch us on Roku.
Yeah, so you can go to MUPs or go to Roku. It's an app. It's Military United Podcast Streams. You download the app. I don't think we're officially on there yet, but we will be shortly. Here's something that I want to show because
you didn't even tell me about this. This is a surprise. I have no idea where we're going.
So
hold on, share it.
I'm sharing it. So I'm going to make it full screen.
Look, Triple Threat is awesome.
So Triple Threat is one of my good buddies, right? When I found out originally when we were on this list, originally we were listed at 25.
Yeah.
Then we went all the way up to number 7. And then let's see. Yes, Donald Dunn. I Am Pitts is Dexter Pitts. He's one of my good friends. Awesome dude. He's a police officer in St. Matthews. And Donald is the one that takes care of the Roku channel. So HomeFront Sitrep, when we first found out about this, somebody put us on this list. I don't know.
Am I getting ready to get stupid excited?
So when we first got on the list, we were like 26, 27. Then we slowly climbed our way up to number 7. That's the highest that we've ever been on the list, was number 7. And then we did our rebranding, and we dropped all the way down to like number 13. And then we went to 12, and we were been sitting at 12 for a long time.
Did you purposely not tell me about this?
I just found it today.
But you didn't even tell me.
So just found out today. So on this list, so you got Triple Threat Vets, which is my good friends.
We'll be on Roku. Woo! Thanks, Donald.
I love it. Yeah, Dexter's awesome, bro. He's amazing.
Oh my God! Come on, that's
Triple Threat Vet is number 1.
I'm getting ready
They've
to
been
take
on
the mouse
number
from
1
you.
since I told them. Then we got our boy Christopher Elder, Return to Roots Mill to Vets podcast. Amazing guy. And then I don't know who
come on!
Born to Battle podcast.
What number are we?
Veterans Radio.
You're being a butthole. Look.
Veterans Chronicle.
Oh my God!
Stop!
Come on!
HomeFront Sitrep is now number 7 on the list, right next to Oscar Mike Radio. And then my buddy Brian Roof with, where'd he go? Every Day's a Saturday. And then my buddy Misfit Nation is rounding out number 18. So yeah, HomeFront Sitrep is number 7 on this list.
What?
Yes, we have jumped.
Moving on up.
We have jumped up, and it's awesome to see, and that's because of all of you guys, all of our listeners, our watchers. You guys have made us do what we do because we love doing what we do. But we are now the number 7 podcast right now on the top 100, and that's according to FeedSpot. It's super cool.
How exciting is that?
No, it's super cool to be number 7 on that list of 100 best veteran podcasts.
Let's go, Willis.
And that's because of what we focus on and what we believe in, and we stay true to who we are.
No, I mean, yeah, it's like what's your yes? Look at the people that come onto this, and and I know you agree with this. It's not us.
Yeah,
it ain't us. Look at it's spreading this
Thanks,
information.
Marcus.
Oh, thanks, Daddy. It's being able to spread these resources
Yeah.
in these organizations that somebody
Yeah.
might not have heard of.
Yeah, like American Legion 291 out in Newport
With the
Beach,
yacht
California,
club.
with the yacht club. That was stupid cool. And then we got some killer ass shows coming up, and and that's not just because like tomorrow. That's right, you're right. Tomorrow we have 2 Wolf Foundation. I'm super excited about that. They're coming on tomorrow.
We can stay number 7 after that comment. I like it, Chris. Look
On the 26th, we got Beyond Boundaries. Hi, baby.
I'm gonna miss that one, but I'm gonna be on a sandy beach. No, I'm not.
So
gonna be on
Memorial
Sandy Beach. I'm gonna be at a Dodgers game.
Memorial Day, we did have an episode with Nick Buss from Leaf Homes. Unfortunately, something had came up, and he had to reschedule. So we got him rescheduled.
Well, it's Memorial Day.
So
We
it's
can
Memorial
enjoy
Day.
Memorial Day.
We don't have one. And then to round out May, we got our Tip of the Spear Veteran Roundtable on the 29th. Super excited about that. And then June 2nd, we got I like
Me
this
too.
one. Yeah. So
I love it when you get excited. It's so cute.
So Jeremy Stallnacker, his military story is just badass. He wrote several books. Can you hand me that box over there, please and thank you?
My chair doesn't roll.
I know your chair does roll. Jeremy Stallnacker, who is co-founder of Mighty Oaks Warrior Program. I know, I see. So he sent me. Let me just bring all these out here. So he's an author. So so I already showed you this one. So this is the truth about PTSD. That's one book.
Here, you tell the title. I'll show.
Then he's got Path to Resiliency. Not the Solution. Winning the Battle Against Suicide. March or Die. He sent me a little pamphlet about Mighty Oaks. Then Offensive Faith. And then Leadership by Design. So he was gracious enough to send me a copy of all the books that he has written.
I know. I took a picture of all of them because I want to get them.
So he sent me his story. He's co-founder of Mighty Oaks Warrior Program, which is an amazing program. It's a faith-based organization. They do amazing things. Next, we have veteran author Jason Downing. He's a Marine Corps officer, retired. He wrote a book where he's going to come on and talk about his military service, talk about his book as well. Then on the 9th, we got our boy Travis from Oscar Mike Radio, who's number 8 on that 100 Best Veteran Podcast list out there.
You skipped over Tip of the Spear.
No, I did. Tip of the Spear is the last. Yeah.
No, we have one this month.
I know, May 29th. I said that.
Okay.
I said rounding out the month of May. And
I'm
then
excited about number 7. Sorry.
And then Michael Segru, he's an author, police officer, veteran. We got him coming on as well. Super excited about that one. Father's Day, we don't have an episode. Then this is your boy, Jeff Nelligan, who's an author that wrote.
Why is that my boy?
Because he thinks you're hot.
That doesn't make him my boy. Look, with like military people are
4 lessons for my 3 sons. He's a National Guard veteran. Jeff is, but his 3 sons are in the military right now. So we got him coming on.
He is a fun dude, though.
Super cool. And then we got Carl Whalen out of Cincinnati with Back the Hero Rumble. On June 24th. I can't have a show that day. You know why?
It's Julie's birthday.
It's my wife's birthday.
And we're going to celebrate.
And then on June 26th.
Why'd you say it like that? You can't have a show. You should have said,
nope,
as a wonderful husband,
I can't.
I am not going to have a show on this day.
I won't have a show on the day because it's my wife's birthday.
I'm shocked you're doing it the day before.
Why?
Because it's her birthday weekend.
Yeah,
she celebrates the entire month.
I know. June 26th will be our next tip of the spear. And then on the 30th, we got our boy Brian Roof, co-founder of Military United Podcast Streams, podcast host every day is a Saturday, USMC veteran. Super excited about that episode as well. Yeah, she's right. I have planned stuff on her birthday before that didn't include her, and that did not go over very well.
You've had 20 years of training. That's a good thing you're not messing it up this year.
Yes, I'm not going.
So far, it's planned that he ain't doing nothing on that day. So if he does, it don't have nothing to do with me or this podcast.
Yes, I didn't plan anything on her birthday this time.
Well, no, you better plan something, just not the podcast.
So, yeah. So that rounds out the month of June, and then we have a few dates left in July. One of the first ones in July, Soldiers to Sidelines, which is a super cool organization. What they do is they take veterans and help them learn to be coaches on the sidelines at sporting events. All right, got you, bro. But anyway, that rounds up, the rest of this month and all of June with all of our upcoming episodes. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for coming on here and spending your time with us and watching us and encouraging us. And if you're out there and you've not commented, next time, leave a comment. Say, hey, hi, I'm here.
Interact with us.
Interact, because we love it. We love it when people interact. We love when people come on and comment and talk, and that just helps the conversation go. And if you got questions for anybody on the show, ask in the comment section. Yeah. And like I said, hashtag Ask Monica. Email questions about your VA disability claim at askmonica0@gmail.com, and we'll bring it up on the show.
Good.
But anyway,
Melissa's in trouble.
Nah, not in trouble. But if I don't get off here, I will.
Yep.
But anyway, like Candace and I always say, stay safe out there. We got your 6. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your 6.